you so much. I have to okay. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very honored to be here tonight and to meet you also, virtually. I'm based in Switzerland, but completely focused on the Middle East. Tonight I will try to talk about sales, but not only, especially about inbound marketing. That is the methodology that usually I use with our client. You asked me to go deep into the consulting and training sector, and I will do that, but you will see that this methodology you can use for every kind of sector. My intention tonight is to create, let's say, like a round table. I prepared a long presentation with also a lot of text, but you will receive at the end of this presentation it. So it would be great really to be connected between each other during this webinar. Okay, let's start. I will start with this very important question. Do we really know our customer needs? For me, this question is very important because, as you know, today, we always try to first to push our activity, our company, without really know what the customer really needs. And I will share this first question with you. And just thank you so much. Just if you can give me some reply, some answer. I know it's not very easy, and that's the first confirmation that when we try to sell something, we only think on our capacity, on our product and on our services. So we have to a little to change our methodology, because we have also to understand what are the expectations that we create when we meet a customer. Is the customer need really at the center of our business? Sometimes yes, but sometimes no. What opportunity open up when planning a sales interview strategy? And also, what are the reasons why your customer needs to invest time in the interview? Why is sales strategy necessary today? And why inbound marketing? That's because your customer point of view must be enhanced today. Just to start to explain what is the inbound methodology, let's think about an hero, a simple person. And this simple person is our potential client. This simple person need have maybe some problem, some necessity, and we have to understand how we are able to help our hero to satisfy his or problem or necessity. So we have to study, we have to design our hero. It's not simple to say, we have to sell our product or our services to a company. We have a lot of competitor, and today our hero can be really also tired from our competitor. So we have to be different. We have to start to understand the needs, the problem, and the approach that we can have with our hero. And we can help the hero just to satisfy, but we need really to understand where is the hero, in which kind of market, which kind of problem our heroes can have. Is our hero a man or a female? Is married or a single? In which sector is our person? And I like to really go deep into this problem because, as I said, I work in the Middle East, and when I meet company for the first time, they cannot understand the target. It means the buyer persona. And if you like to start to sell very well today, especially today, start first to think at the hero, at the persona. Okay, we have to guide our hero, because our hero need to give us the trust in a long term, and with the trust, our hero will give us all the work that we need without ask us for several details. And when the hero can understand that we as a company, in both consulting or also in training, that can give us the trust, it's really easier to engage the hero for a conversation. So we can start to talk with him about a lot. We can touch several topics with him because it gives us the trust. And in the past, just to be online, it was enough to simply write, let's say, 300 words, and Google was satisfied. But today, just to make us different, and again, just to satisfy the hero, we have a very big opportunity. We have a blog, we have the content, we have the search engine that help us to be very well positioned, but we have to write. And with the inbound marketing, you have the opportunity to touch every topic and to go deep into every topic, to write. With my experience, just to convince also our hero, our buyer persona, that we can be the right solution. We publish one article per week with almost around 1,000 words per article. So you can understand it's really a lot of content. And you know, today the people, they don't have the time to read. They don't like also to read a lot. Therefore, we have to combine the blog with the social media, also maybe with some podcasts. That's because we need to share, to ask our hero to give us always trust, and we need to give him also some result. We need to give him also some something to read, something to understand. Okay, we need to give him the right motivation. That is very important. It takes some time, because it's not enough just to have some cold call and to ask if our target like to buy some fruit from us. It takes some time, because we have to convince our client using the right content that we are really the right solution. That's the big difference between a normal sales approach and the inbound marketing approach. Yeah, the content, you will use the content just to empower your customer grow. You will help your customer to become also more important in his sector, in his industry. I will now go to the right approach. Okay. First, we have to attract. So we have to use the blog, we have to use social media, we have to start to have some first conversation with our potential client, with our hero. Before we can start any relationship, we have to understand which kind of, we have to understand again our buyer persona. We have to understand the needs. So you see, we have to create the buyer persona. And I'm so sorry if I'm repeating about the buyer persona, but again, I see really frequently that let's say nobody start a sales activity without know very well who is the buyer persona. He simply think to sell something, he simply think on a price, but nothing else. And if you will start to know better who is your buyer persona, you will have connection only with your buyer persona. You see, when you understand who is your buyer persona, you can create the right content for him, and you will start to have the right trust from your buyer persona. And when you will have the trust, you will propose. You will be free to propose every kind of product, services, and prices, because they will understand that you are the right solution. And using the inbound methodology is not only content, blog, or podcast. You have to combine. You have to share your content using LinkedIn. It's very important. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I know you use also a lot Snapchat or TikTok, but you have to share. You have to start from the blog and share using the right social media. It's also very important to have one ads strategy. It's not enough to say, yeah, okay, now we have the target, we can sell, we can use Instagram. We are not sure that our buyer persona is using Instagram for professional things. Maybe our buyer persona can use Instagram for some personal things, but not for professional things. So you have to do some right research. Maybe with our capacity, we will understand that our buyer persona is like a LinkedIn. So we have to find the right strategy to involve him, to attract him using LinkedIn and not Facebook or Twitter. Maybe I also see that a lot of companies, they lost a lot of time using Facebook or Twitter, but today maybe the director, the entrepreneur, they prefer to be on LinkedIn, because on LinkedIn they can find really professional people, and we can help our entrepreneur to better understand also our approach using LinkedIn. Okay. It's very important when you start to have a right strategy. Also, in this case, a lot of companies, they simply start to sell something. Yeah, maybe they will have objective, hopefully, but without a right strategy. So maybe after just one month, they will ask why they don't have some interesting result, because they don't have a strategy. Okay. Yeah, this understand the problem they face. I will connect this phrase with my first question, because we have to understand the problem. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. When we start to attract potential client can understand that we can help the potential client. We are human. we are honest, so we can start to share something from our side, just not only to talk about professional things, but also about our personality. That is very important for our trust. When we are satisfied with our attracting part, we have to engage, we have to convince our buyer persona that we are the right person, that we are the right company. In this case, we have to start to think also on your website. I find every day a lot of websites, they are old. They don't have the right keywords. They aren't very well performant. They simply say nothing. And it's a shame, because if you decide to be digital, you have to think that the website is like your business card. So with your business card, you have to share the most important things that you are doing with your company. It's not enough to share simply content. You have really to help your buyer persona, also using the right website. If you will go to my website, you will find a blog with thousands of articles, and every article try to help the buyer persona. And you have to, my suggestion is to start with a strategy, with the buyer persona, with the right website, with a blog, and with the right social media strategy. And then your potential client will start to trust you. And you will play the difference between you and your competitor, your local competitor, also international competitor. And when your client will be satisfied, you will be able also to delight him, and he will be like your referral. He will talk very good about your activity, and you will bring some new clients also to your company. So you can try to imagine like a circle. You have to attract, you have to engage, and you can delight, involving the client. What are the fundamentals of inbound marketing? The first important things is the contact. Absolutely. You need to have a CRM, a database, and also in this case, a lot of companies, they simply use an Excel file. That can be good, but that can be also wrong, because with an Excel file, the risk is that you can lose some very important information. My suggestion is to use a tool that can offer you a CRM, that can allow you to work better also in the marketing, in the sales, in the customer service. So you start to understand that the approach is completely different, because you start from the contact, yeah. A strong contact database is the right instrument, just that allows you to grow better in your business. That is the most important thing. Today, this morning, I was in a meeting with a Saudi company. They are very big, and they use a simple Excel file. It's an horror. And this morning, we started to have a training session just to allow them to use better a right CRM. Because with a CRM, you can identify the business, you can identify the contact, and you will save a lot of time also with your sales activity. Yeah, again, about the buyer persona, you have to imagine you need to be a right person. You have to give to the right person a name, a first name, a second name. You have really to imagine of a physical person. Okay. And also, when you understand the buyer persona, you have to understand that, yeah, we have this kind of buyer persona, but not every buyer persona are same. We have to understand that they are buyer persona that they are very technical, buyer persona that they have some problem, but they don't have any idea about some solution. And we need to try to help both buyer persona, again, using the right content. And we have to define right objective, right goal. Without setting a goal, you will lose the time. You will lose also the result. We can play for a month without a goal. We can say, okay, maybe for the next month, yeah, let's try to involve X several company, but with the right strategy, with a right goal planning, it's something different. I will go now to, okay, HubSpot. I don't know if you know HubSpot, and I don't like to do advertising, any kind of advertising. HubSpot is a CRM tool. The CRM is also free of charge, and it allows you to start in a very different way with your activity. You can use the CRM, again, free of charge. You can import your Excel file. You can start to have a right database. And also with the free version, you can share several newsletters per month. You can send several email per month. And you will start to have a right control about your buyer persona. After that, if you like, I can also share my professional license just to allow you to better understand this very interesting tool. Okay. Yeah, from my side is everything. Inbound marketing is not around 30 minutes of explication. It's a worth. It takes a lot of time to really understand the process, the content, etc. And I'm at your disposal for every kind of question. Also, if you like to test, I'm here. Two words about my agency. We are all HubSpot certified, and we are based not only in Switzerland but around the world. I said we are focused on the Middle East. We have an office in Abu Dhabi, and hopefully just next week another one in Riyadh together with a local partner. We are a B2B company, but we also help some B2C company. Our most important goal is to help a company to reach their objective using the right content, using the right strategy. I don't know if you have some question for me.
If anyone have a question, please raise your hand so we could allow you. Okay, Mr. Farouk.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sabrina, for your enlightful presentation. Now, the problem I have in here, especially in Saudi Arabia, or at least with me, let me put it this way, maybe there are some good ideas, great ideas actually, and I know that everybody is having a problem with. The point is the contact. If I want to contact them, let's say through their website or a telephone number I have, normally the decision makers or the people who, let's say, want to listen, filter their any communication comes through some people, maybe a secretary or who really doesn't know anything about the business. So you find that you're not able to contact someone where you can explain the idea to them. So how can we go over this problem?
Yeah, you are right.
If you allow me just a second, it's the same idea, how we could pass the gatekeeper.
I call this approach like a cold call. The risk is that without know very well our potential client, we can disturb the potential client because we don't know if they really need us. Maybe they are satisfied with some other company. In this case, what I suggest is to balance, to use LinkedIn. LinkedIn can help you a lot. Maybe with LinkedIn ads, you can download your right target, and you can start to ask using maybe email or using LinkedIn. Just to use a different approach, because you have to attract this kind of potential client, but you have to give him something back. You have to give him your knowledge, and with LinkedIn you can do that, and also with the blog you can balance those kind of activity. Okay, if I can suggest something, start using the blog plus LinkedIn, and forget to simply buy some database. The database can be wrong, and you will lose your time and also your money. You have to build your own database, again using LinkedIn and using your CRM, because with the blog you will start to attract to your CRM right potential client.
Thank you very much.
Okay, if anyone have any other question, please ask. Okay, I will ask myself. First, I want to congratulate you about speaking about the buyer persona. It's my first time or second time maybe that I spoke with someone in marketing agency, and he speak about the buyer persona. So this is very great. And I believe before 2 weeks we have a meeting on LMI, Leadership Management International, here in GCC. And during that, I mentioned this point that we have to specify our buyer persona so we could reach, and that will help us better. My question is like this. The buyer persona, if let's say I'm still in the new and I establish my visions, when I will do the buyer persona will be like theoretical, something theoretical. But if I'm in the business, I have already some people who already buy the products and services. So I could evaluate these who really buy my service and to see their what the common characteristic between them to build a more realistic personal buyer persona. How could I categorize them according to characteristics and to be more realistic, to avoid personal opinion to avoid any something that give me not the right personal persona to be much active.
Yeah. I give you, before I will give you the answer, I like to share with you this example. In the past, I had one client, in this case in Switzerland, and it was a dentist. And he decided to start working with us. And when I asked him to design together the buyer persona, he said, yeah, my buyer persona is from 1 year to 99 year. And I said, okay, I understood that you work for all the world, but you have to define, because with a young man, I will use a specific tone of voice. With an old man, I will use a different tone of voice. And also the blog will be different. And he understood that he needed to change his approach also with the sales part. In your case, usually we use several phrases. We use a form when we need to design a buyer persona. We use a form, and I can share with you after the call this form with several questions. We use two forms. One form is only for the buyer persona, and the second form is let's say like an assessment opportunity, because I have to understand something from this buyer persona. What kind of challenge can have our buyer persona, commercial or marketing? We have to understand, we have to try to understand. And only with this very big and important design, we can start to sell only directly to our target. And we can forget the other wrong target.
Okay, thank you. I believe some people here, they are not in the marketing field, so they maybe not understand the difference between inbound and outbound marketing. So if you can explain this point for them.
Outbound, the cold call is a right example of an outbound. Outbound, we go as a company to the potential client with the risk that we can disturb the potential client. Inbound, we use the content, we use the strategy just to attract the potential client to us. And it will come to us because it will be interesting in our services or products. That's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe also some traditional advertising can be outbound, because maybe when I do some flyer and I try to share, I'm in a very big event, and I try to distribute some flyer without know very well who is the other person. In this case, it's outbound. Maybe I will print thousands of flyer, but for nothing, because maybe in this place I will not find my target. Mm-hmm. That's the big difference.
Okay, that's really useful information. Today, our webinar is related to sales and consultation. And one of the challenge thing for people who work in this area, that if they don't have a very strong connection and they could introduce, and he is new, let's say, and still people doesn't know him, it will be challenge for him to integrate this market. Also, the competitor not only because how they are good, also their price. Some of them, especially after COVID-19, their price is very, very, very low and with low quality, and the other people they buy from them. So these two challenges are very, very killer challenge in the market. Even if you have strong service, strong partnerships, strong team, doesn't work if you don't have strong connection and with this kind of competitors. So how you could, what is your advice first, and how you could help them?
Yeah, I can give me as an example, because around 3 years ago, because of COVID, I decided to start to study your market, and I was alone. Okay, without local connection, absolutely. I started to use LinkedIn, and to move also my blog from Italian to English, and then after also to Arabic. And I started to better understand the difference between our manager and your manager. And I started to imagine me in your local market. I started to find several partners. I found also wrong partner, absolutely. But my most important help was LinkedIn and the inbound, because I started to build my, let's say, new house in Saudi Arabia using LinkedIn, social media, and the blog. And today we are a media partner for several local events. We have client, small and medium client. We work also with the government. But again, I did every step alone using LinkedIn and inbound. And if you like, because I give all my passion in this work, I can also help you just to also better understand the inbound, also better understand the buyer persona, because I can understand when we like to start in a new market, and a lot of your company, they ask me to expand around the world without have any idea about also about the market. They simply ask us to start working in US, in Canada, or in Europe without nothing, and it's really it's a shame, a very big shame. So you have to study first. You have to study the market and the people there.
Yes, I agree with you totally. I agree with you. I don't know if anyone have any question, especially after our discussion last discussion. So, and I believe some of people here work in this field, training and consultation. Thank you, Mr. Farouk, for your question also.
Okay. Now,
so if anyone have, okay, go ahead.
Okay. Now for Marco, for example, they have database. At least they ask us sometimes to put some information about what we do, what we can do, and so on. So what specific advice you would give to Marco to market those consultants and trainers who are in their database?
Okay.
All right.
In this case, what I will suggest, I think that the most important help that I can give you is to share my form. You will understand how you have to handle your buyer persona. It's no matter about consulting, training, or I don't know, construction. It's really the buyer persona. You need to know everything. You really need to understand that the Marco is a physical person. Your manager is a physical person. So you have to design this physical person, and then you will be able to manage also your database, your CRM, and you will do the difference.
Thank you.
Regarding the email marketing, marketing, I know it's important. Even on the website, it should have subscription areas so you could collect the data. For us, for Marco Advance, I know we face some problem with our website. Now we have agreement with a company to build our website. So this is good news for us. we know that there are too many companies that provide for the email marketing and the templates and almost how we could select the best one for us.
Okay, you don't need to select the best one because it's simple. You know very well what you can offer with your association, with your company. You have to translate your topic using the email. I think that you also you receive every day hundreds of email that disturb you a lot, I think. So you have to give to your potential new member the right message. You have to attract the right potential member with something different. Why I have to be there with you? What you can bring to my life, to my professional life. Start with that. Start to prepare 1, 2, 3 email, and you don't need to buy an agency just to send those kind of email. Believe me, trust me also.
Okay, thank you for this advice. Okay, if
and
anyone have
also
okay, go.
My another suggestion is not simply to prepare the content, but also to add something relevant to this email. Not only the membership, but also maybe a checklist or an infographic about maybe the 5 points that we can help you if you will decide to become member. That is very important for your potential member.
Okay. Do you have example for this idea, the last one?
I will share with you.
Okay, that's great. That's
yeah,
great.
I will share.
Okay. Anyone have any additional question? Okay, so we are now at the end, so you could close the webinar, the mic with you.
Okay.
Okay, I want to thank you, Sabrina, for your joining us today, and thank you for this frightful information and speaking about the buyer persona. It's really amazing information, and I believe everyone who wants to go to the business or freelance, he will be benefit from this webinar. Thank you very much.
It was my really big pleasure, and I'm here at your disposal for every kind of question, also in the future. Don't hesitate to ask me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I will share now the registration link, so anyone who wants to register, he can.